Before I put the ceiling / roof on, it's time to make the welting. Got a little dilemma though. If you remember that king, we used that dark brown welting, and it looked nice, and it worked well. You have some imperfections. That stuff covered it up. It's good trim, good trim. Here, we've got a light shellac, clear shellac. I don't know that brown's gonna match real well, especially with our white. That's the front part that's getting ready to go where I'm sitting. So, a lot of times, people would use, or not people, but from the factory, Scotty's came with this welting. If you don't know what that is, it's just what like this. Really, it staples on right here, and then you put the wall up against here, and that's your trim right here. So that's kind of weird, isn't it? This light color with that dark color and then the white. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I have seen in Scotty's where they go ahead and put that on and paint it. But they painted the whole interior. This isn't getting painted. This is it. This is where it's at. And I don't want to tape it off to paint it. And I don't want to sit here and paint this. So I don't like that. I'm thinking that I'll use this cabinet welting. This usually goes between the cabinet and the ceiling and the walls. Now, I have seen Scotty's where they've used this. Didn't look bad. Looked good, really. I'm gonna have to be a little more precise because that's not covering up a whole lot. So what I'm thinking is maybe do this. Can you see that? So I'm thinking maybe I put this here and then put the wall on because this matches that. And it's not too offensive to that. I don't know. Either way, there's got to be some trim. And this welting goes on here with a staple gun. And it stops a lot of noises. A lot of noises. Because it could get squeaky, wood on wood like that. It'll get squeaky. It'll cause you some consternation. You're like, I'm tired of every time I step, creak, 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 ah. So welting really needs to go on there. It really does. I'm going to sit here and ponder this for a minute. You don't have to watch that. I'll shut this off. Hey, like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. I don't ask much of you guys. I really don't. Leave me a comment. So I'm gonna make my choice and then we'll install it. So, after much weeping and gnashing of teeth, I have decided to go with the white cabinet welting. I don't know. I think it looks okay. I think it's gonna look good. This is the application that we have to choose because of the colors that have been chosen. So let's take a look. Ooh, I'm gonna have to clean that up. I must who was on duty for that one? So look here. We're just gonna keep going up, up, up. And it just is gonna make it look nice. I'm on this camera, work is terrible today. My goodness. But you get the idea. I'm gonna go ahead and put the wall up. Once I put the wall on, we'll get a better look at that. And I think you'll see what I'm talking about. You can see up here, I've got the welting installed. We're gonna see how it looks. Now we've got to install the beginning of our ceiling. I guess it could be the front wall, however you wanna talk about it. One thing that I do when I have these rafters or studs, whatever you want to call them, glued in, then I take a drill and I countersink about 1/4 of an inch, and then I drill a pilot hole. Then I get my screws started, 1.25 inches. I'm going through 1 inch, but then I countersink at least 1/4. It's probably closer to 3/8, maybe even 1/2, but not a half, maybe 3/8. But anyway, hey, pro tip for you. When you're working with white, especially this bright bit of sugar, touch of sugar, kiss of sugar, whatever this is that we're working with, it's white. Wash your hands before you go to install it. Or you're going to be working with white again. So anyway, I am going to line this up. And remember, we're going to have room to play with because our walls still move. So I'm probably just going to tack one in at the bottom here and see where I'm at. So I've got everything just about as square as I'm going to get it. And I think I'm going to start with one right about there, maybe 2. Come back over to this end. We're going to have to push the wall in a little bit on this deal. Make sure that we're all the way down. Okay, we're there. We're real close. Now, since I've already got these screws in, I'm going to go ahead and come up to the top here. Make sure that I'm even Steven right there at the top. Oh, that's a close one. Here we go. Got that one in. Let's go back over to this side. Make sure that we're at 76. Because you start getting an 1/8 off, by the time you get to the back, you're going to be 1 inch off. And then that's going to not be where you... Uh-oh. Is that going to be okay? Yeah, we're going to find out. All right. So, we're installed right there. I got to do the bottom ones. Then I'm going to run some staples in here. We'll make sure everything's copacetic. And then I'll take you to the inside. And I want to show you what that welting looks like. Let's get our interior shot. So as you can see, there's our welting. See how it just provides a transition right there. And it'll tighten up even more once we install the rail for the roof. It'll tighten right up. So, you know, you're going from white to a light color, clear shellac, and we'll just follow that all the way around. I think it looks great. I think it's a good choice. What do you think?